Are you caught up in this? Good morning, Falcon fans. Good morning, Braves fans. Good morning, Hawks fans. Oh my goodness, we have a treat for you this morning. Let me tell you something. I have two podcast mates that I have a tremendous amount of respect for this morning, and we are here to debate the great nature versus nurture. Ladies and gentlemen, to the left of me, or the right of me, contingent on how you're looking at it, I have Trey from the Water Boys. Good morning, Trey. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, my brother, man. Doing really good. Doing really good, Terry, man. Shout out to Debo, man. What's up with y'all fellas?
Yeah, man, it's all lovely, all lovely.
That's right. And at the bottom of my screen, we have Mr. Debo Vibes. Debo, how you doing this morning?
Man, beautiful day down here in Southside Clayton County. I woke up and it's a chilly day outside, but it's fired up in here. That's all I'm worried
Woo!
about, man. So good morning to you,
Woo!
Trey. Good morning, T. Will. Good morning, Chat. And
Hey,
let's get this thing started. 'Cause I got a
let me
lot to say
introduce it. Let me
about
introduce
about
it.
about you and that damn beard game,
Oh
bro.
wow! Oh, we gotta introduce it now.
All
I,
right,
I hate we don't have Miss Carrie here this morning. Oh, I
it's all
just hate
good.
it. But let
It's
me
all
tell you something. So, on an episode of the Bird Gang yesterday, we got into a heated debate.
Mm.
Okay, a heated debate regarding Mr. Kyle Pitts. All right. So the topic was trade Kyle. Basically, look, Kyle's been here 4 years. He hadn't figured it out. You know what I mean? He's still not running the correct routes. He's not where he needs to be. Okay. It's on him. Let's trade him. And Carrie, Miss Carrie, our producer from One Time for the Fan, as well as Beard Gang, okay, made some salient points. She says, look, it's not just on Kyle to figure it out, but it's also on the organization to get the most out of him, to figure out what his code is, to figure out how to motivate him to get going. Now, Debo, an old school guy, kind of like myself, this pissed him off. You know what? His comment right in the chat was, "Are you mean we got to bring in one coach for one player? Are you kidding me?" No. And with that being said, gentlemen, I'm gonna let Debo have his say first. Debo,
Yes, sir.
let's go.
Here,
How you
here's
feel about it?
man. Here's the deal. All right. And you made a comment, and what I was just listening to what you guys were saying and everything, but then UT Will made a comment,
Uh-oh.
and verbatim you said specifically somebody should walk with the Cal Pitts and say, Cal, what plays do you like? What routes do you like to run? And my rebuttal is this: do they do that to Ray McLeod? Do they do
Probably,
that to Darnell Mooney? Do they
probably
do it to
not.
anyone else? So all we gotta do is for Cal Pitts. This man's not a rookie. This week he's come on his fifth year. His fifth year. And
Mm.
everybody said, and I get it, he's a physical specimen. But by now, if it's not working out, it's simply not working out. And I think that he's a commodity that we can use to for more draft capital. That's all I'm saying. But for y'all to sit there and spend 90 minutes talking about Cal Pitts, you
Mm.
know what I mean? A man who, in my opinion, underperforms. And there
Mm.
are times that you do see him out there kind of lacking. And even Kerry was saying it. You know what I'm saying? But so sometimes running lazy routes, sometimes you're really just not into the game, et cetera, et cetera. Then if that's the case, then you could be a detriment to the team. What is so and I guess my question was, what's so special about Kyle Pitts? Will you tell me one thing this man's done that's so special for us to talk about him for so long and be such a pulverizing figure, and for him to do actually nothing? I get it. He's a fourth round pick, and people want to hold on to him because he's a fourth round pick. He's a fourth round pick. We gotta make it work out somehow. High draft picks mess up every single year. You know what I'm saying? The NFL is full of them. The NFL is full of them. We talk about Andre Bruce all the time. Number one pick didn't work out. You know what I mean? So I can go as far back as Tony Mandrich. The Incredible Hulk for the Green Bay Packers. It didn't work itself out. They said he's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. Guess what? He was out of the league in 3 years. Had a couple of serviceable years with the Colts, and that's it. Just because someone's a high draft pick doesn't mean you got to hold on to him. And another thing I brought up with that, y'all spend all this time talking about this Cal Pitts dude. Do you think they do that in New York? No. If someone's sorry as hell in New York, they get rid of them. You think they do that in Chicago? You think fans in Chicago talk about tight end and for 90 minutes just because we picked them fourth or they picked them fourth, that we gotta just keep talking about him? Kyle Pitts is not a pulverizing figure. You give me one. You tell me one moment. Well, you know I can give you one. I'm sorry. I can give you one. One Kyle Pitts moment that made you say, "Wow." The only one I can think about was his rookie year when he went deep on that sideline and Matt Ryan threw it deep to him. He caught it one-handed. That's the only time I've seen Kyle Pitts do anything. You tell me anything else that Kyle Pitts has done. I get it. Hey, 4th round draft pick. I get it. But for y'all to spend all that time hey, Carrie, I love you. I love you. You are the salt of the earth. I wish I could F up and I wish I could go out in the outside world and just keep effing up. And someone was making me excuses for me as Carrie made for Kyle Pitts. I don't get it. What's so special about him? Well, maybe Cal just needs this and maybe Cal just needs that. Do we do that for anyone else? Y'all name me one person that the Falcons do, that or the Falcon fans or anybody will sit there and say and try to restrict and like I said, T. Will, you lit a fire under me. We said, well, maybe we bring a coach in here to talk to Cal for what? Who is Cal Pitts? Who is he? I'm asking y'all who is Kyle Pitts? If it's not working out, it's not working out. He's a commodity, and that's what I talked to Berto last night. Yep. If you have a commodity that you can use, to trade him and get some draft capital, get some kind of cash, or get something, then why not do it? Why not send this manager to somewhere where he can thrive? Everybody thinks he's a unicorn. He's this, he's that. If he's this, he's that. Go ahead and send him. And this whole and then another thing before I shut up, this whole thing about people saying, well, we'll trade Kyle Pitts or so and so in another organization and watch him thrive. And he's going to do that, and he'll just do this and the other. If he ain't dealing with Atlanta Falcons and he does not have the mental fortitude, well, I ain't going to say that. I will never say someone has mental fortitude. But if he's given the audience a look at him of his performance, what makes y'all think that he will go to another organization and just shine all of a sudden? You give me one example that you would think that he would go to another organization and all out of nowhere, just ball out control.
I'm glad you brought that up. Well, first, before I retort, Trey, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about Kyle?
Man, hey, look, I'm sitting back with some not real popcorn, but I'm sitting back with some imaginary popcorn just enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to hear your rebuttal, T. Will, because I'm loving what I'm hearing from Debo. But I will say this, right? And what's the woman's name, man, who brings so much value to the show? Carrie. Miss Carrie, baby, man. That was Carrie Hilson used to call herself, right? Yeah. Carrie Hilson used to call herself. All right, well, hey, Miss Carrie, I will say this. There is some truth to what she's saying, but I think she's looking at it. I think maybe she's looking at it kind of the wrong way. So it is every coach's job to get the best out of every single player that he can, to put them in the best position to use their strengths to help the team succeed. But in my opinion, it's not a coach's job to turn you into an all-pro, to turn you into a Hall of Fame player, to turn you into a player who shows up each and every down and puts all kind of energy and effort into it. That's not the coach's job. I can try to pick the right plays that you do the best on. I can try to put you in the best position to get you matchups. But the effort, that's on you, my guy. Becoming an all-pro player, becoming a Hall of Fame player, becoming a superstar every single year, that's on you and the extra effort you put into it to go from being good to wanting to be great. And I don't think any of us have seen that from Kyle Pitts. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she's right. It is the coach's job to get the best out of every player, but you can't hold the player's hand at the same time. You can't hold the player's hand each and every year. Why are there other players coming in being productive at the same thing? What the coaches taking more time with them? The coach, what was the coach taking more time, man? What's our guy that got up out of here and went down to Miami, man. The tight end that Arthur Smith brought in from Tennessee. Man, I mean,
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith, hey, man, hey, he was making plays. And I know Kyle was coming off of injury, but Jonnu Smith was consistently making big plays for the Atlanta Falcons. Why wasn't Kyle Pitts making half of those plays? Why last year we get hot and cold from Kyle Pitts? It's too many hot and cold moments for me to say it's on the coach. If a coach sees you, damn, boy, against Tampa, boy, we had 2 touchdowns from this guy. We got over 100 and some yards. Oh, man, we cooking with something. You think the coach ain't trying to come back to him again? You think the coach who want their job not trying to say, I got 2 touchdowns. Hey, let's try to run that again. Let's see if we can make that successful again. But Kyle is running. He running too hot and too cold. And that, to me, when you run hot and cold, to me, that shows me that that's the player, in my personal opinion. You right. And I see you got Bill Belichick name now. Now, Bill Belichick, yes, he was good at getting a lot out of players, but I can't think of one player who was just sorry or who was just average that went to Bill Belichick and became a superstar. I can't think of any player that they end up becoming a superstar that was just average and went to Bill Belichick, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, where's this player been all this time?
He got it all sudden.
Well,
I can't think of any. I really can't.
The reason I have Mr. Bill Belichick up here is because his first coaching go round was in Cleveland, and he sucked.
Right.
And he sucked. Right. So look it. I'm so glad we're having this conversation. I am so glad we're having this conversation. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. You, Trey, are a self-starter. I get that from you. You are accountable in every conversation, and you reek of accountability. You reek of, look, it's all on me, whether I succeed or fail. You've experienced success in any industry that you've done, but I what I get from you, what I hear when you talk, it's on me. Debo, when you talk, I hear it's on me, right? But let me tell you something. Everybody's not that way. Some of us have to figure it out. And sometimes we don't figure it out on the first stop, right? Bill Belichick was terrible with Cleveland. Terrible. Sucked. And then he went to a different place with a different owner, with a different environment, and he figured it out, right? I got some other examples for you. Mr. Tom Brady ended up being the best quarterback in history, was drafted the last in his class. Charlie Morton started as a Brave, was not great, was traded to the Pirates, figured it out. Brett Favre spent a lot of time in bars here in Atlanta, got traded to Green Bay under Mike Holmgren, who was his discipline, figured it out. Steve Young, when he first started with Tampa Bay, kind of sucked. Jared Goff, some would say he still sucks, but he's doing great with Detroit. Kind of had to figure it out with the Rams. Troy Aikman's first season kind of sucked. Peyton Manning, first year, kind of sucked. Max Muncy, these are all baseball players. Josh Donaldson, Justin Turner, Corey Kluber, for the first 3 years of their career, sucked. And they ended up being great players. Great players. Because either the environment changed, they changed and the environment, or they ran into somebody who spoke their language, right? I'm not saying it's not incumbent upon Kyle. I'm not saying Kyle is not accountable. But what I am saying is sometimes, not every time, there is a convergence of circumstances that leads to a change that can lead to success. These are the success stories. Let's look at the failures. Ryan Leaf, terrible. Marcus Russell, terrible. Joey Harrington, we know
that's some horrible names you got right there, dog.
Donkey Hooters. Rex Grossman was terrible. Brian Bosworth, terrible. I got one more name for you, gentlemen. Mr. Terry Wilson, this guy. If you'd have told my mama 30 plus years ago that I would amount to anything, she might have laughed you silly. she might have laughed you silly. Because I was one of those kids, and you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I was a fuck up. Straight up. I was a fuck up.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. But if it wasn't for certain men in my life, my dad, Willie Wilson, my uncle Ellis Wilson, my uncle Harold Edwards, to a certain extent, my uncle Arthur Bailey, some men that I met in my work path, Mr. Kevin Rowe at Merry-Go-Round, Jock from Comcast, and last but not least, Mr. Andre O'Brien with Sprint, I would not be the man that I am today. Because all of these gentlemen poured into me. All of these gentlemen said, maybe you don't want to do it this way. All these gentlemen said, hey, you don't want to do it like that. You want to do it like that. They didn't just look at me and say, hey, you didn't figure it out, whatever, right? They spoke into me, right? They saw that maybe there was something there, and I just needed something. And ultimately, I figured it out. Now, I didn't figure it out sometimes at the destination where I was, but today I can say that I figured it out, right? There's a saying that says, in youth, we learn. With age, we understand, right? As I've gotten older, my father's maxims play in my head. And a lot of the stuff he was saying back then, I don't know what the hell that old man was saying. But as I'm an old man now, I get it. I understand it. I use it. I apply it, right? Last but not least, one of my favorite, best rap heroes, a gentleman I have a tremendous amount of respect for, Mr. Rakim said, it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Yes, it is incumbent upon Kyle. Yes, Kyle has underachieved. I'm not debating that. I'm not. What I am saying is where some of us may look at it and say, oh, he's just not going to be anything. Oh, he's just not going to do it. Somebody else may look at him and say, you know what? With the right amount, amount of coaching, with the right amount of counseling, right? Because they may look at him and see what's wrong with him, what's bothering him, right? What's bothering him? I know it goes against your DNA, Debo, because you're a self-starter. Because you're like, everything that I get, everything that I earn is on me, and I get it, right? But let's look at the talent. Because at the end of the day, talent wins, right? The talent, the possibilities that Kyle has, that's why people
you just said the word, though, a possibility. That mean ain't going to happen.
Correct.
So, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, what? Let me counter everything you just said. Now, what you said to you, Will, very eloquent. Everything you just broke down. But all those athletes that you showed, you tell me one of those athletes where it took 5 years for them to turn around at the same organization.
I can name you 3 that it took maybe 3 or 4. Now they ended up at different organizations.
That's my whole point. Like they end for the most part, those individuals that you show end up at different organizations. That's what I'm saying. It's not working out for Atlanta and Kyle Pitts. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing around it. Someone tell, and that's what I'm saying for anybody in chat, and definitely a beer game. That's my question. That's my question. You name me one thing special about Kyle Pitts. One. You name me one thing this man's done for us. T, what the hell? Excuse me.
Get him, Debo.
Trey, you should have seen yesterday as they were talking. I was at work, and there was a vein just protruding down to my forehead, bro. My son walked by and asked me, "Dad, you okay?" I'm like, just give me a second, son. I went on Microsoft Teams, right? That's how we message each other. I just typed in. I let my supervisor say, "I'll be back." I couldn't take it. My blood pressure was going high. I take my blood pressure pills. It's great. Now I will say this much though. Excellent content. That is one of the best shows of the beer game I've ever seen. Amazing content. Because shout out to C Double. He was just as pissed off as I was. And I was just to hear the things that you guys were saying. Oh well, maybe this and maybe you know what y'all sounded like.
Mm,
I'm gonna tell you exactly what y'all sound like.
mm, mm, mm.
Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ever come across, you know what I'm saying, in the hood, whatever, you got that one chick and you know what I'm saying, she got that one dude, and this dude just dogs her out, cheats on her, calls talking about she ain't ish, all that, and all she can do is say, well, you know, but but he still likes me. If he just does, if he just maybe if he just just maybe if he start maybe if he just just be a little more nicer, he's a perfect guy. But all he does is talk trash at her. All he does is cheat on her. You know what I'm saying? Just goes, just does, treats her like ish on a stick. That's what Kyle Pitts is, and that's what the Atlanta Falcons organization. I know Atlanta Falcon fans are. Atlanta Falcon fans are the girlfriend. Kyle Pitts is the boyfriend. We always think he's gonna do something different. He ain't gonna do nothing different. Someone proved to me. Someone proved to me. Boy, he's gonna do different. And someone proved to me. And like like I said, we ain't talking about. I can get it. I can get it if he was like a second year man or a third year man. This man's a 5-year veteran. It ain't worked out yet. So why should we keep him? Why should we keep him? He's a commodity. He's a commodity that can be shopped to other teams, and we can get something in return for him. In that return, we can bring in another individual who can actually perform. Possibly anything can happen, but in my opinion, Kyle Pitts simply is holding up a roster spot that could be occupied by someone else that could be who can do something. That's all I'm saying.
Let me
That's all I'm
ask you a
saying.
question.
Like I said, the thesis of all I'm saying is this. What is so special about Kyle Pitts? Everybody keeps saying that, oh, well, maybe this and maybe this. Even you said it, T. Will. If was the fifth, we all be drunk.
Mm, 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 mm.
Tell me tell me what's so great about Kyle Pitts. I saw Charlie Warren do some more things than he did last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing Charlie Warren on the field going off, doing things, serviceable things, doing chip blocks. You know what I mean? Blocking. Run blocking, being a serviceable tight end, catching passes, not dropping passes, not catching passes and then lateral them to the Giants defender, whatever the hell that was he did that one game.
Mm-hmm.
That was wild.
That's all I'm saying. T. Will, why you sitting there? I can't. But T. Will, I love you, but when you said, well, maybe we need to bring someone, maybe they should bring someone to talk to. What the hell are you talking about? Is the Falcons organization bringing anyone in? You know, what I'm saying, talk to D offer. Well, maybe we can bring someone to talk to D offer. He started getting beat so much, and maybe if someone brought in the D offer, we can do something. That what
the talent scale for D Alford and the talent scale for Kyle Pitts is totally different. Number one, Kyle is huge and Kyle is fast, and if you can put him in, if we can figure out what's going on in his head,
you keep saying if it's not happening.
At my point, here's my point, right? And again, I'm not saying you're not right, Debo. Both can exist. The two are not mutually exclusive. Yes, Kyle does need to figure it out. Whatever it is, whether it's ADD, whether it's whatever is going on in his head that forces him to check out, right? Kyle, it is incumbent upon Kyle to figure that out. I will.
Yes, it is.
What I am saying is, in some instances, in football, in baseball, in sports, there have been coaches who figured guys out, who figured out what was going on with them. And once they unlocked the code, they were better for it, right? What's his name? From who's the guy Mike Singletary singled out, kicked him out the game, and he was better
Vernon Davis,
right? Can't win with him. That whole, and after that, Vernon Davis was better because Singletary figured out this guy thinks, his shit doesn't stink. I'm going to kick him out of this game, and he needed to be humbled. And after that, Vernon truly applied himself, right? All I'm saying is with some guys, not with everybody. Some guys they're never going to be what they should be. But there are some guys who figure it out. Okay? Guys, I was terrible. Yep, go ahead.
Who are these guys? Like, I know can you put these names back up here?
Sure.
A lot of these guys were baseball players and quarterbacks. what a number 4 overall tight end who ended up figuring it out and just becoming that dude. Like where is he?
There,
Right.
Like
And the
where
thing,
are those guys?
yeah, and on top of that, for sure.
There was never another number 4 tight end picked in the first round.
Exactly.
Okay?
And so
Right?
look,
but that doesn't mean he can't figure it out.
Now,
that doesn't mean he can't figure it out.
And now look, Terry, let me say this, and we all know this, right? Kyle Pitts 100% has potential.
Yep.
He has potential. Kyle Pitts is, how tall is Kyle Pitts? 6'5", close to 6'6", 200 and some pounds. The man runs fast. Like he can make some amazing catches here and there. So he has potential. Like he does. But the Falcons are in the position in which we all know. Are you going to bet on that potential? Are you going to bet on that and then put a big fat contract in this man's hand and then put a lot of money into his bank account? And when you base it off of what he's done so far, you have to, like, and us as fans, we have to look at it the same way too. We're at a point where they have to make a decision. So you're going to keep banking on potential. One of my favorite lines that I ever heard from a football coach was from Bill Parcells. And I try to think about this in life. That man said, I don't like potential because that just means you can't do it right now.
Amen.
I need players who can do it now. And so are the Falcons going to bet on that potential? Does it mean he's ever going to hit it? Now let's go through this list. Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady was a low-round draft pick, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't showing in the NFL. The minute he got his opportunity in the NFL, Tom Brady showed up. Go ahead and put him in there. Charlie Morton, I can't speak to a lot of the beginning of Charlie Morton's career, so I can't really speak to what he did before he ended up late in his career playing for the Braves. But we'll go to Brett Favre. Brett Favre was drunk. Let's just say it what it was. Brett Favre was drunk. Brett Favre, and Brett Favre,
Buckhead Brett.
Yeah, and then Brett Favre never got a chance to start. Who knows what old drunk Brett would have done in the Georgia Dome had he started? You know what I'm saying? Man, Brett Favre might have shown up smelling like 10 shots of Patron and thrown 10 touchdowns for every shot that he took. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that. Now let's go to Steve Young. Tampa was a dumpster fire at that point. As much as us as Atlanta fans crap on the Falcons at certain times, Tampa at that particular time was a huge dumpster fire. These creamsicle uniforms, they looked like fools out there on the field. Everything was bad. And so
Stop right there. Okay. Now, that Tampa was a dumpster fire, right? Kyle got mad at the end of his career. Then who did he have for the second year? What quarterback?
Who?
When Matt Ryan left, what quarterback did Kyle have?
I mean, hey, look, he had Marcus Mariota.
And then who did he have?
Desmond Ridder.
Oh,
yeah. Right.
I love Desmond Ridder. Right, Desmond Ridder. So he basically had shit quarterbacks.
Right.
He basically had shit quarterbacks.
Right.
He did.
After Matt Ryan, he basically had shit quarterbacks, right? You said Tampa was a dumpster fire. Kyle Pitts' quarterbacks were a dumpster fire, with the exception of Matt Ryan, prior to this year.
But guess what, though? Guess what? And I'll shut up. Guess what's had those quarterbacks?
Drake London.
What's Drake London doing?
Facts.
What's Drake London doing? He's got better each and every single year. He's had the same trashy ass quarterbacks, bro.
Hey, and Brock Bowers has trash quarterbacks too, but he.
Oh wow!
Right, my bad. Go ahead, Trey. My bad.
Hey, look. Let's keep going through this quick list. Jared Goff. We can look at Jared Goff like okay, the Rams didn't think they could win the big game, but they got to a Super Bowl with him, and they gave him another contract and thought they could at least get back to it. They got to a point where they saw some limitations and said, for me to open up this offense, I need a quarterback who's a little more talented. But I won't say Jared Goff was just trash. I mean, are you looking at Jared Goff? Is he the first girl at the dance that an organization wants to pick to dance with? No, but the organization's not gonna be just all the way upset if that's the girl that's left to dance with. Troy Aikman, man. I can't even. Okay, he might have had a bad first year or whatever, but Troy Aikman came into his own a lot quicker than Kyle Pitts has been coming.
He came his own. Yeah, his second year he did, bro.
Definitely.
And then Peyton Manning, and then I'm gonna end with this. One thing that I should know this because it's like this with everyone in life. Football players are humans, just like all four of us that are on here now, right? We have things that we love, things that motivate us, things that don't motivate us. But one thing I heard that I guess opened my eyes, man. When we interviewed with Abraham, he said something that was very key. He said every player doesn't come into the league trying to be an all-pro, trying to be a Hall of Fame player. Every player doesn't come in the league looking to be a household name. Some players come in, they looking to just get that check. I made it, I'm good now. And that really opened my eyes, and I look at players from that perspective when I watch them out there on the field now, with the understanding that every player not gonna be what I as a fan would hope they would be. I think they come in, these big athletes, they strong, they coming in, they just ready to ball, but everybody not like that. And it's just like any other job. Some people they're just there because they got in. I don't know how the hell I looked up with this job. Somebody got me in here. I'm in here, I'm getting paid. I'm just gonna do enough not to get fired. And there are athletes who play like that as well. And I don't know if Kyle Pitts has it in him to dig deep down and become the player that a number 4 overall pick would warrant you being on the team and becoming.
All right. So, and Brother Trey, I thank you. Oh, this is getting ready to get good. So we got Mr. C Double with nothing but trouble here, joining and already star-studded cast with Trey from the Water Boys and definitely Debo vibes. And we have the lady of the hour with all the power, Miss Carrie from One Time for the Fan and Beard Gang. Person who started all of this.
Yeah.
Miss Carrie.
What's up?
You're hearing what everyone is saying this morning. In your words, tell the panel what motivated this from you yesterday, and essentially what were you trying to say, and what are you trying to say about Kyle Pitts this morning? America is waiting, Miss Carrie. Go ahead.
Oh, you just dipping on me. I get this.
I'm not dipping on you, but you know,
hey, Double go first, you know, because we'll end on a high note, you know.
Unpopular
damn.
No, Carrie.
Damn, that's damn. Shots fired, bro. Shots fired. God damn.
Fire, Carrie.
Yeah.
You got the gasoline. Light the match. I'm here to be the final boss. And that's what I put down on my nickname. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to go ahead. And by the way, all I want to say real quick, happy birthday, Ladarius, my main brother. It's your day. Enjoy it. So go ahead, Miss Carrie.
No. She wants you to go first.
No.
Happy birthday,
I C Double am saying go ahead because I want to spar with this.
All right. Okay. What you got, Carrie?
I didn't mean that in any kind of, negative way. And
Carrie, stand up on what you said. Yes, you did. Live up to it. I love it.
Okay. I stand on business.
Talk that trash, Carrie. Talk that trash. Stand on it.
I didn't mean it in any disrespect to C Double. What I meant by that is that he's gonna have trash to say about Kyle Pitts too, and I'm going to be a little more positive, or at least in my perspective, see it more so like outside looking in, and not just from Falcon fan that just thinks he's trash. So my thing is that how I mentioned yesterday, I feel as though maybe it's 75% Kyle, 25%, the environment as well as the things around him, maybe the scheme, what have you. I understand what you meant about Drake London. Drake London has had 4 quarterbacks. Kyle has had 5, though, by the way. And yes, Drake London has gotten better every year. But the thing about it is, Drake London was getting so much disrespect with everyone, in around the league and just other fans. He was not on anybody's radar except Falcons fans. They were saying he was not as good as Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave all these years because they were in the same draft class. But the problem about it is Drake London never had a quarterback. This is the first year that he put up real good wide receiver 1 numbers to where people have put him on notice, okay, he's a top 10 receiver in this league. But before that, he was getting good numbers, but not standout wide receiver 1 numbers. And it's really not his fault because, he was not having good quarterback play, solid, consistent quarterback play. I think the same about Kyle. I think honestly, a lot of it is he was set up for failure. I agree with maybe he doesn't have the mentality, maybe, to live up to that 4th overall. Maybe he doesn't have the aspiration to be the best ever tight end in the league. I'm not really sure. But what I can say is that it's almost like he was set up for failure because why did Falcons organization think that it was a good idea to draft a tight end 4th overall in the first place. I mean, that was a bad move if you look at it. I mean, even when it happened, people are like, what are we doing? And, I just feel that, like I mentioned yesterday, is like, if Kyle was drafted like later on, not in the 4th overall or even the first round, I feel like it wouldn't be so controversial and people wouldn't be as upset with, how he's been kind of lackluster and disappointing. I feel like people wouldn't be so up in arms about it because we drafted him later like he should have been, and it's just he came into the league with all this hype, unicorn and 4th overall, highest tight end ever drafted, and it's like, well, why did we do that? I don't know. It
Right.
just wasn't a good move. In hindsight, like C Double has said, we should have got a guy like in the trenches and Penei Sewell. I mean, Jamar Chase was right there, but although I don't think Jamar Chase, even though he is literally top 2 receiver in the league, maybe not even 2, he would not be putting up the same numbers if he was in the same situation as like Drake London has been because bad quarterback play. So I say all that to say that I definitely am not trying to make excuses for Kyle. I think that he has been disappointing. And like Terry Fontenot has said, he's disappointing season, and Kyle would agree. I think Kyle would agree as well. My point of saying is just, I'm not going to just sit here and say Kyle is trash and that's it. Like, he has been disappointing, but I also believe that it's just a lot of, environmental factors as well. Um, it's just an unfortunate situation, like as far as the coordinators, I think 3 coordinators, 5 quarterbacks, season ending injury and surgery. Rookie year, yes, he did good when he did have good quarterback play. This year, he did have good quarterback play for 7 games we won. I mean, maybe Kirk was good for 10 games. We lost the other games though. But I just feel that if you look at this past season's numbers, he was the 13th best quarterback in the league, which is just average, right? So that's why I mentioned, like, if he was drafted later, we wouldn't be so up in arms or be so upset about it. But because we drafted him so high, it's a problem. Because yeah, you putting your top 10 drafted in the league, you should be, one of the best. He should be top 3 tight end in the league right now, if not, one of the best. But he's not, unfortunately. But I saw last season he had, just as many yards, maybe 200 yards, I believe, less than Jonnu Smith, which Jonnu Smith, everybody's talking about he had a crazy good season, which he did. But he only had 200 yards less than Jonnu Smith and I believe 2 less touchdowns. The thing about that is that Jonnu Smith was their second receiver, essentially. Like, he had more targets than Jalen Waddle. Kyle Pitts is the 4th or 5th because, like we always say, we have a great offense. We have so many offensive weapons, and Kyle's just like an afterthought, honestly. And maybe that is because he runs lazy routes. They overlook him. My thing is, though, Zach Robinson, even in LA, he does not use his tight ends. That's not his thing. He doesn't scheme up plays for tight ends. And I just wonder if Kyle did run better routes and he was less lazy, maybe he would get plays drawn up for him. But my thing is, I don't really ever notice that any plays are drawn up for a tight end. So yeah, I say all that to say, I just feel like there's a lot of factors in it. Like, I'm not trying to make excuses. Like I said, I just think 75% Kyle, 25% everything else. And I just think that a change, I don't think he's going to get traded this off season only because it'll make Terry Fontenot look pretty bad. In a year that he has no contract extension, he needs to get a contract extension for his job as the Falcons GM. And you're going to basically trade away a guy that you drafted 4th overall, highest tight end in history, for what, a 5th round pick? That's going to be a total failure. So I think Terry Fontenot is really going to bank on, hopefully, this year is going to be better than what, 600 something yards, 5 touchdowns, I believe his numbers were. So it's unfortunate, but I don't think he's going to get much production out of him. Unfortunately, better than this past season. And the thing about it is that I think uh, Kyle was used as much as he was his rookie year and put up the 1,000-yard season is because we didn't have really much of anyone on in that year, 2020. So our team was pretty bad. So we didn't have who we have now on the offensive side of the ball. So I say all that to say that I think it is best for both parties for us to move on probably about after this season. He has one year left on his deal, and then that's it. I don't see, we're definitely not going to pay him. So yeah, that's how I feel.
And well said, Carrie. But my thing in reference to Terry Fontenot, I think right now is the perfect time to let go of Kyle Pitts because I hear what you're saying that Terry Fontenot will quote unquote look bad letting go of number 4 overall draft pick. There have been individuals who were second draft picks. Well, not I ain't supposed to say second draft or third draft picks, but if it's not working out, it's not working out.
Right.
Terry Fontenot has one more year to get this right before the day let his ass go. That's what I think. So if that's the case, if I can get some kind of draft capital for Kyle Pitts, I don't care about what I did. I don't care that the fact that I drafted him 4th. Yes. Did I mess up? Yes. Can I get some kind of compensation for him? Yes, I can. So if I can get some kind of compensation for him, then if I'm Terry Fontenot, I'm letting all the bullets fly because this might be my last time to get it right. So if I have Kyle Pitts and there's a team out there interested in him, and I think we probably get a 4th for him. I don't think it would just be a 5th. I think because like everybody's saying that Kyle Pitts has the physical attributes to actually do something for another team. And if that's the case, then I think we get more than a 4th. But in reference to Kyle Pitts as a overall performer, after this is his 5th year. Right. And everybody's saying, well, we'll give him, one more year, see what happens one more year. If I keep let me ask everybody a question. If I keep on if you invite Debo to your house, and every time Debo comes over, shit ends up missing. Shit comes up missing.
Hey,
I come over again. Shit ends up missing. I come over again. Something ends up missing. I'm gonna say so. Eventually, you're gonna be like, okay. Every time Debo comes over, something ends up missing. What's going on? My point is this: if I keep coming to your crib and something keeps on end up missing, what make you think the next time I come over, something ain't gonna come up missing? No, something's gonna come up missing because that's how it happens. Same thing with Kyle Pitts. After 4 years, if you get the same performance, why would we think the 5th year is gonna be any different than the previous 4 years?
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think Terry Fontenot's going to think like that, to be honest. I mean, I agree with you,
because
but
here's the thing, and then of course because it really is C-Double's turn, but here's the thing: if you trade, and I'm not saying to resign Kyle. Let me be clear.
Me either.
Okay? I never said to resign Kyle. I never said to double down on what you did. My point is. And my point was, just because he didn't figure it out here doesn't mean he can't figure it out. Just because these coaches couldn't reach him doesn't mean another one could. But with that being said, right, and 3 Dirty spoke to it and somebody else in our chat, you're looking at draft politics. If you trade Kyle now, you're probably getting at best a 3rd round, more than likely a 4th round pick, right? Now, let's say you get that for the unicorn that you drafted 1st round, 4th pick. Let's say you get that. Let's say you trade him and Kyle goes to another organization and balls out. Okay. Let's say he gets 100 receptions.
T-Will, man, I'm so
hang on. Here we go. Let's say you do that and balls out.
Okay.
Terry Fontenot's going to look even worse.
Okay, what if he goes to another organization and gives you like 35 catches for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns? Why? I don't get it. That's what I understand. Why does everybody keep thinking? I've heard over and over. Well, man, I'm telling you guys, if Kyle Pitts goes to another organization, he's going to win Super Bowl. Same thing with Trey Young. Same thing with Trey Young. Well, if we let go of Trey Young and he'll go to another organization, he'll win 5 championships with another team. You don't know that. No one knows what's going to happen. No one knows that.
I'm not going to compare Kyle Pitts to Trey Young. Okay.
I'm just giving what if scenarios.
I get
That's
you.
all. That's all I'm doing.
I get you.
So everybody's saying, well, if we get rid of Kyle Pitts and he goes to another organization and he does this, or he can go to another organization and give them the same production he's giving us.
Right, and then it looks like a good move on our behalf.
Round pick, right? If you're getting first round pick, do it. Because you're getting value for value. You're not going to get the value for what you paid for it, right? This is the equivalent
of that got me appreciated.
This is the equivalent of you buying a 2015 Lexus with no miles on it, and now you're selling it, and it's got a few dings and dents on it, and maybe it had an accident or two on your Carfax. You're not gonna get the value of it if it was in great condition. You're never gonna get the value of it, right? So looking at that, if you're not going to get apples to apples, if you're not going to get a first round pick, why do it? Because there are two things that can happen, and one of them is very bad for you. To your point, you don't have an agreement, Terry Fontenot. So why trade him to a place where he can go and get 100 receptions for what, a fourth round pick that probably is not going to start anyway?
Can I remind you of our fourth round pick? I can remind you of Terry Fontenot's 4th, 5th round picks. So he's not good at drafting in late rounds, unfortunately.
Hey, look, let me ask y'all a question. Terry and Kerry, let me ask y'all a question. Both of y'all just said a few minutes ago that y'all not saying we should re-sign Kyle Pitts. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Bro.
I mean, what please tell me what either one of y'all are talking about.
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
I don't understand the discussion, because if you don't think he should be on the team long term, then you thinking the same thing everyone else is. And yes, Kyle Pitts has potential. He has potential to become something great, possibly going off of just his size and his speed. But if we're not talking about keeping him, we just talking in circles, because once he goes somewhere else, it doesn't matter what he does somewhere else. Right. Who cares? And then after this season, they have to make a decision this season. Get rid of him and get something, or after this season, you let him go, don't re-sign him, and you get nothing. So a decision is going to have to be made. And if both of y'all feel like he should be let go, what are we talking about? My God,
he's not going to leave this season. Like, off season, I highly doubt it.
You're upsetting the baby.
Oh, stop it. Oh, wow.
We got to cradle the baby.
Man, you see that Kyle Pitts is even out. The Kyle Pitts has gotten to the point where he upsetting babies, man. Yeah. This is what's happening.
Got babies crying because of Kyle Pitts, boy. Damn.
And to Eric's point, we already have to pay Kyle. We have to pay Kyle.
This is what happens. You're in the draft. You draft 4th overall, and you got this baby. You're like, oh, baby, it's going to be okay. Oh, you got Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's going to, yes, he is. He's going to play with you. Yes, he is. Oh, you only get 1 touchdown. That's a good man. Oh, you're so good. Don't worry. We got Matt Ryan coming in. Oh, what? Oh, Daddy Blanks was drinking and wanted massage Watson? Oh, well, Matt's not going to be up. Oh, Matt is a
massage Watson, bro.
Oh, now we got Fumble Mariota? Oh, hell. It's okay, baby. It's okay. We still love you. You still Kyle Pitts. You still Kyle Desmond Ridder. Oh, bitch. Ah!
What? I thought this man had a baby for real.
Yeah, he just went through the baby, dog. Like, damn, man. Hey, man, this podcast is this just got deep. Still throwing babies, bro.
It's about logo business. All right, it's about logo business.
Can I ask?
Real quick, nope. Bigelow Country, what in the world? And I do agree with you. Luxury cars suck. Anyway, look. I asked the question because we have these assets. But if we are not going, because now we're in a spot where we're going to have to pay some guys. You're going to have to decide. And this is called big boy business. If you can't handle it, get out of here. Because, first of all, Kyle Pitts. There are Kyle Pitts defenders everywhere. Oh, my God.
Are there? I think there's the opposite.
I wish. Hold on. You're right. If I was 7 feet tall and I had a better build, I could play in the NBA. Oh, wait a minute, I can't. If I ran like a gazelle and balled out real hard, I could sack the quarterback and be the greatest champion ever. Oh, wait a minute, I can't. This man has the tools, and I'm sorry, but I get. Well, some people have to be like, okay, Kyle, is it okay that you could come play? Oh, you don't want to? Okay. No, Kyle. No, Kyle. You don't need to run those routes. Don't try, guys.
Who's doing that?
Well, hold on. All I'm saying is this. This is what we're hearing. Oh, we need to coddle him. We need to work with, try to get him better plays. Try to make sure he can get targeted more. Look, when the man doesn't run routes, or better yet, he catches a ball that's going to be a touchdown. Oh, I fumble, give it to the corner. The corner's running it back. And the man that's in the middle of the dust-up is Drake London, who's ready to go balls out and ready to fight everyone. And then Kyle just mosey up. Hey, what did I miss? Hey, how do I look? This man's got a P for Valentine. And I'm just sorry. It's like this. When I saw that, I just was like, look, did the Falcons mess up drafting him? Yes. But middle management didn't want to be the bad guy. Or upper management wanted a flashy toy. Or whatever. Okay, the sky was blue. The sky was pink that day. And they decided on a tight end. You could have went with freaking... Oh, yeah, if it was Joe Henry, trust me, it would all be taken care of. Don't worry about that. But again, you got Kyle Pitts. And again, you didn't get Penei Sewell. You did, and my thing is this. Arthur Smith was known for an offensive line play. So I'm thinking, go get what you know. If this was a collaborative decision, which God knows we heard plenty of times in this administration, nobody wants to take accountability. All right, so that's the Falcons. I get that. But then you get this fool in here. He gets to play with Matt Ryan. Yeah, and Drake has played with 4 different quarterbacks. But here's the thing with Drake. Drake's playing. Drake's making plays. Drake's trying his hardest to be better. You don't see that same effort, and people are tired of it. And not just that. Like Trey said, this is the last year you could get something. And if y'all are saying we're not re-signing Kyle Pitts, you both just said it, then my question is, why can't we just get something, get him out of here, and then just say, hey, and by the way, here's the other thing. If we trade him, you know what we do? Hey, whatever he does, that's on him. We need to take care of logo business. We need to get guys that are checked in. Because last I checked, everyone's like, well, what would you get? Hey, how about if we got a 3rd-round pick, we go get an offensive tackle to make sure that, if we do decide if Caleb McGarity goes down, or if Caleb McGarity just can't cut it as the blind side, guess what that means? You could get somebody to fit in that role. All I'm saying is sometimes you have to let go. And instead of waiting and going, well, we got to let him go. So you draft someone 4th overall, you don't extend them, so that's already a bust, no matter what it is, no matter the player. So why not just get a draft pick, cut your losses? I know that's hard to deal with, but I think for Kyle Pitts alone, it would actually be the best thing to get out of Atlanta. Because I'm sorry, you got guys like Bijan, Drake that are balling out. The fans see it. The tape doesn't lie. You see effort. And we fall in love with guys that ball hard, that put it all on that field. We don't see it from Kyle. We have never seen that. And I'm sorry. 6'6", 250. Guess what that could be? You could be a stand-in. You could play security at a wrestling show and get your ass beat by the Undertaker. That don't mean nothing to me. And guess what? That's what Kyle Pitts is. He's just an empty body. He's just like, okay, here I am. If he was my height, guess what that means? He probably ain't playing in the NFL. So I'm sorry. He's playing in. He's got this opportunity. He thinks, if he says, I'm just here to work, okay, fine. But if he's not trying to get better, and look, the other thing we don't really talk about much, well, why would Terry do it? Because Terry is what we call desperate. He is going to have to make moves, one, because of salary cap, but two, like Debo says, there's no tomorrow. He's got to make moves. He's got to make changes. And it ain't going to just be Kyle Pitts. It may be Grady Jarrett. It may be Onyemata. We may see a lot more guys that y'all hold on tight to. Hey, y'all love Koo. He may be gone. So it's like, y'all just wait. We haven't seen what all's going to happen. But I do believe that Kyle Pitts, if they are smart, and I'm really kind of putting it out there, but if they're smart, they're trading Kyle Pitts. And
okay, see, Dub, I don't mean to cut you off.
Don't get something versus nothing.
See, Dub, I don't mean to cut you off. We have 5 minutes left. Debo, well, really 4 minutes. It's okay. Gentlemen, and Miss Carrie, thank you this morning. And not that we necessarily have to go, because I haven't heard from Jack, but we do have some folks that may have to leave at 9. Debo, and good discussion, sir. Number one, all I was saying was that just because he didn't succeed here doesn't mean he couldn't succeed. In no way do I think the Falcons should keep him. I don't think you can. First off, you got Jesse Bates' contract that's coming up here. You got to pay him. But bottom line, just because he didn't succeed here doesn't mean he won't succeed. I know that you had a treat you promised us. Mm-hmm. You got 3 minutes here left. So if you could, sir, let's get into your R&B scenario this morning.
I'll give y'all solid 8 minutes. How about that, man?
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Give y'all a little grace period.
We appreciate it.
So
I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay. And we have Trey from the Water Boys with us, so he has experience in the music business. So maybe he can help us out here. All right.
Go ahead. This actually is not going to be music related. It's going to be culture. It's going to be hip. Well, it's movie related and hip hop related, right? Quick,
okay.
Man.
All right.
And we did what we do left for Valentine's Day. We did the top 3 what was it? Top 3 slow jams. Top 3 love songs in the 1990s. You had some good ones here.
Yeah.
And before that, we had I forgot what we did. Oh, the one-hit wonders of the 1990s. I remember that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So today's, man, you can only pick one. Whichever one that you pick, the other one never existed.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh, wow.
So you have 2 options, and they're movies. All right. West Coast. Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society.
Oh my God. Woo!
Whichever one you pick, the other one never existed.
Trey?
Boys in the Hood.
You going Boys in the Hood? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Why Boys in the Hood, Trey?
It laid the foundation for those movies, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was their first one that laid the foundation for those movies, man. Boys in the Hood was just both great movies. I'm just gonna go with Boys in the Hood, man, because it laid the foundation for a Menace to Society. It kind of opened the door up, from that standpoint. I mean, we had colors, seeing it from the police officer standpoint, but Boys in the Hood was the first one from the people in the communities. standpoint. And I mean, just to hear Trey tell that lie about the female that he had up in his room to his dad again, I pick it just so I can hear him tell that lie. And she said, "Can you drive stick?" And I just want to hear that man tell that lie all over again. And plus, it was somebody named Trey in the movie, so it's obvious.
There you go.
Why I'm rolling with Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, man. Boys. Of course we had we had Doughboy. We got a problem. We got a problem
here.
We got a problem here.
We got a problem here.
Man, turn your punk ass around.
That's right. He can't fight, so we shoot everybody.
Yeah.
He can't fight.
Man.
Ricky!
Let me tell you something. Every time I see Boys in the Hood, I keep thinking Ricky's gonna get away, man, but he didn't make it.
Oh man!
And I'll be like, don't take that piss, Ricky. No, don't wait, Ricky, don't take that piss yet, boy. I'm like, man, Ricky had to take that piss, man, and that's all she wrote, bro, man.
Oh
man,
that's all she. T. Will, which one you pick?
You know what? Honestly, I'm truly torn because I love them both. And I think they both left an indelible imprint on movies as a whole and from an African American perspective, giving us an example to be seen. But if you put me to a choice, I'm going to say Boys in the Hood. Number one, because Trey does make it out.
Mm-hmm.
Trey and Brandy do go to college, and the message is moving forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in Menace to Society, at the end of the day, what they end up getting, you know what I mean? You don't know who made it out. You don't know you know who didn't make it out.
I do have a hot take on Menace to Society.
All right.
I do have a hot take. And my choice between the two, I would pick Menace to Society because I was out. That was my freshman year of college. I was out in LA. Well, I was in California. And I just remember like just watching it, and it's like it was more appealing to me because like you got the crack here, you got everybody going around drinking 40 ounces, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the main thing that I remember, from Menace to Society. And, of course, you had my favorite character, was old dog, what'd you say about my mama?
What you say about my mama?
You feel sorry for who? How raw he was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but let me ask y'all a question. And it's a hot take. And, I was going to put it out there. Do we know for a fact that Kane died?
Oh,
the way it ended, I'm going to say
yeah. Kane was done, man.
You think he was done? The only reason I say that, he did. Now, he did get lit up. I get it. But the last part, we just saw Kane and Stacey's arms. Stacey, fight. And Kane, but all of a sudden, that's when the movie ended. And I was
the movie didn't end there. The movie didn't end.
He said
right
it's
there.
too late.
But now it's too late.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you hear the gunshot.
And then fade to black, which in my mind says death. Says red line over.
Yeah, but remember, you saw old dog getting locked up. Remember at the end, you saw old dog getting locked. Remember that? They showed old dog, that happened after Kane got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just remember.
Remember that at the end of the movie, they showed old dog being brought out of handcuffs. Old dog was there when Kane got killed.
Yeah, he was like, damn, old dog was there. He's like, damn. Yeah. Man, my thing is this though, man. Why they light up Sharif, man? Sharif didn't deserve that, man.
No, he did not.
Man, Sharif did not deserve that, man.
Look, sometimes the innocent ones have to. Sometimes the innocent ones get it. Well, not that he was innocent, but sometimes the redeemed don't make it.
Wrong place.
All I gotta say is, man, look. All I gotta say is Jada Pinkett ruined Will Smith's life, and then she ruined Kane's life. That's all.
She was trying to get Kane out of there.
She got quite a track record.
Man,
remember,
Kane ruined Will Smith's life.
Kane was helping Ronnie helping Ronnie move. Had Kane not been there, he would never been lit up.
Hold on.
Hey man, she ruined Kane's life and then drove over to Beverly Hills and ruined
got Will Smith. That's Will Smith, with a round table. What the hell?
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
Hey, for me, it's Boys in the Hood. Too many memories, and one of my favorite memories of that movie was him swinging at air, because every time Chris or A1 is talking about the Falcons, he goes, man, the Falcons got me swinging in air, and you don't even need to hear anything else. You already know how upset that is. And then not just that, Lawrence Fishburne had some presence in that movie. Like, one of my favorite scenes is just him with the
metal orbs in his hand, just sitting there. Yeah.
And he's just like, and I'm going, I was just so mesmerized by that, to the point that as a young man, I bought those, and I would at night just to relax as I'm listening to music, and I'm like going, yeah, oh my God, it was a good movie. I love that movie. That's one of my favorites, actually. But yeah, oh my God, but man, that's tight.
What about you, Carrie? Oops.
Carrie left. Oh wow!
Come on, Debo. Stop. Hey, listen.
Unnecessary roughness, man.
All out, Debo.
15-yard penalty.
What? He wanted to know. I think it's a fair question.
Stall out,
15-yard penalty.
I'll stall her out, man. I'm gonna stall her out, man.
Unnecessary roughness. Unnecessary 15-yard penalty.
I take care of my teammates.
It's all good. Hey, Carrie knows all love, man. Carrie knows all love, man. It's all good. Great conversation, man.
Man, you said that like Wesley Snipes. What about you, Miss Hawkins?
Huh? Miss Hawkins? Huh? Miss Hawkins?
Miss Hawkins. Yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong for that, sir. Okay. Another scenario.
Okay.
Juice or New Jack City. One of them never existed.
Oh, God,
I'm going New Jack City all day.
Yeah, New Jack City. Even though I like Juice, but yeah, New Jack City.
New Jack City, bro.
Yeah, I'm going New Jack City.
I'm picking New Jack City. Juice has got to go. I'm picking New Jack City.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey, man. Rock-a-bar, baby.
Yeah.
Just saying.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be you.
What I want to be. Oh, man. Well, gentlemen, hey, man.
Hey, well, look, let me ask y'all this one, because since we talking movies.
What you got?
Let me see if y'all agree with me.
Uh-oh.
If I had a list for the people who you would be the poster child for, we should have never gave you ninjas money. If there was a face for we should have never gave you ninjas money, Scarface would be at the top of my list. Scarface is the poster boy for we should have never gave you ninjas money. Yeah.
The
Scarface.
rapper? The rapper?
No.
The movie.
We talking movie. The movie. Al Pacino's character in Scarface is the epitome of we should have never gave you ninjas money. I didn't say it.
Somebody's gonna have to edit that one out.
Yeah, man. I'm out here trying to be clean for you. But let me tell you, Scarface, man, that they get put on immediately. As soon as he sees the dude's wife who put him on, he wants to knock his old wife off. As soon as he sees the man takes the man. Now, mind you, the man who he was working for told him, "Hey, man, I just want to stay low key. We making enough money to where we stay under the radar." But no, Scarface got big old dreams. He make a deal behind the man back, get mad because the man didn't like it. End up having the man killed, take the man wife. The man kills his own friend. The man didn't go through with the murder that he was supposed to go through with to stay alive. He got everybody killed, got his sister killed. He out there buying giraffes and tigers and talking about the world is mine. The man had a tub as big as the cul-de-sac in my neighborhood. And I'm talking out there drunk and high at a restaurant.
For sure.
You need people like me. You need the bad guy. The bad guy. You need people like me. I'm the bad guy. You right. You are the bad guy. You are the epitome of we should have never gave you ninjas money.
I love it. Oh God.
So every time we would look at Cribs, just like Debo got that real dope Outcast poster. Every time we look at the MTV show Cribs, everybody got a thing of Scarface. But my opinion on Scarface was always low. I never looked up the Scarface because Scarface is what they say in 2025. He is the guy who first crashed out. Scarface crashed out.
He did crash out.
Yeah, he did.
And then the man looking at his mama crazy. Why you don't want me around my sister? Well, you saw the way it ended. That's why she didn't want you around her dog. Get somewhere, dog.
Oh, wow.
I tell you, man, like this dude crashed out. That's the epitome of we should have never gave you ninjas money. Scarface is the guy.
Oh man, how do you follow that? How do you follow that? Like, okay,
because I was trying to think of a movie, and then he just brings Scar, and I'm like, oh, whoa.
I mean, I can't say New Jack City because he did build something. Like ultimately it went down, but he did experience a modicum of success, right? He was building something. I mean, wow. I don't know. So there's Sugar Hill with Wesley Snipes and what's his name from the Five Heartbeats? Eddie
Good
Kane.
movie.
Good movie. But that was more unfortunate circumstance. I don't know that the chaos that ensued was necessarily brought on by them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of gangster movies. Maybe what was that? Was it Casino or was it Goodfellas? Where Joe Pesci's character was just wilding out, and ultimately he got what was it? Was it Casino?
Casino. I mean, he was tripping in both, but Casino, like he really was on one.
Yeah.
Goodfellas is a standout for me. I love Goodfellas.
I'd have to say Joe Pesci's character in Casino, because he, you know what I mean. I'd have to say that.
I'm gonna be controversial. I gotta be controversial on this one because it's just this guy just irks the hell out of me.
I want to hear this.
Tom Cruise. The man is a midget. Has to have boxes so he can stand eye to eye.
That dude like 5'2", yeah.
Yeah, he's just like he can't ride the roller coasters, but yeah, he could get on these super highways and save the world. Look, Mission Impossible. Apparently, it is possible. You made 6 of them. Stop. I mean, I was watching the Super Bowl and I saw a commercial for it. I'm like, why is this man even on TV? And why? How the hell does he have hair? No way. That is not his hair. That is a squirrel on top of it.
Don't you talk about Ethan Hunt. Don't you talk about Ethan. Do that.
Yes, I'm sorry. He got to go. Stop giving him money. I'm with Ninja. Stop giving him money.
Hey, have y'all ever noticed in every Tom Cruise movie he has a solo scene of himself running?
Yes.
Every movie he has a solo scene of him running at some point in the movie. Every movie it's a scene with him just running. I'm just like, how are you running in every movie, my guy?
And not just that,
he can run though.
And he was just in the car.
At 60, he's like 60 plus, man. He can. Hey, I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him.
No.
But fellas, I gotta go ahead on now, fellas. But man, it's been a another great show as well. T Will, you know what I'm saying? C Double, appreciate you. Trey, let me ask you, Trey, you from East Side, right? Gresham.
Yep. Grew up on Gresham Road. Yep.
Man, so quick story. I moved here to Atlanta back in '98. No, it was '99, and I end up moving to Bouldercrest Road, the park at Bouldercrest, right across the street from Wayfield. Bouldercrest and Clifton Church, man. And so that's where I'll start for me, man. But yeah, Gresham Road, man. Gresham Road had the I-20 package store. So I always go there, man. But the main spot was Bigelow's, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bigelow's.
Yeah. You remember? Yeah. There you go, to you. Yeah, man. So Bigelow's was on spot. So man, the whole Gresham Road, I-20, Flat Shows area, South DeKalb Mall area, man. That's near and dear to me. That's where I'll start for me here in Atlanta, man. So
yeah,
man. Yeah, that's where I grew up, man.
It's Bigelow still up?
Yeah, still up, bro. Yeah.
Man, actually, last Saturday I saw a partner of mine I grew up with. He was like, "Man, I'm finna head out to Bigelow's after this." I'm like, "Man, have at it, my guy."
It's barely holding on, but they holding on, man. Sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm on the south side like you are now, Debo. I'm over here in Clayton County. I'm over here in Clayco on the south side.
Oh shit, we need to link up, man. Yeah, I'm down here, man. You already know the deal is, man.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm over here off like 314 by Beseda. So yeah, I'm right over here in Clayco.
Oh, okay. What, next to Fayetteville Road, around that area? Or?
Yep. 314. Okay, yep. That's West Fayetteville Road. Boy, I see Eric Parker talking about the hemp, boy. Oh yeah, boy, the hemp, boy. I ain't gonna say what I was about to say, but there was a point in '93, boy. You could go through the hamp and you will be in real good high spirits when you pulled out of the hamp. I'll just say that. You go to the hamp if you want to get in high spirits. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get some high spirits, man.
It's a great congregation.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man. Well, I appreciate great show. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Tell them where they can find you.
Oh, man, for sure. Please go to Debo Vibes on YouTube. You know, football talk, Falcons talk, Braves talk, a little bit of Hawks talk. Come through for the good food. You know, I'm a foodie, so you know, let me know also if y'all got any recommendations for any good food spots for me to go to review. Last couple weeks ago, I just went to Annie Laurel's in Riverdale. You know what I'm saying? Some good soul food. So I'm looking for some more spots, particularly down here on the south side. So let your boy know. And you know, holla at your boy. You already know the deal is Debo Vibes on YouTube, man.
All right, man. Hey, we appreciate you, sir, this morning. Thank you so much. And hey, man, looking forward to our show coming up on Tuesday, man. Great show. Definitely appreciate you.
Sure.
Trey, can you hang out for a little bit?
Yeah. I got a couple more minutes. It's all good.
Debo, brother, I see you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Debo, man. Hey, thanks for the support again, brother.
Hey, you already know, man. Y'all hold down.
Will do.
All
yes,
right,
sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, look it, man. So it's funny you say that because you and I were talking before the show. I came up. I played at Gresham Park, so I know that area well. I lived off Crestdale Circle, which is not far from So the park at Boulder Crest is like right down from Gresham Park. It's nowhere from it. I probably lived about maybe 5 minutes from the park. Matter of fact, I went to Skyhaven Elementary up until maybe 6th grade. So I'm definitely from that area. Look, in the spirit of that, right?
Okay.
In the spirit of that, there are certain areas in Atlanta that have never changed from day one, right? I can think of a couple. One of them being Bigelow's. But give me 3 spots that were the same back in the day. They're still operating. They may have changed a little bit, but they're still operating. Give me what you got.
Man, well, like you said, Bigelow's was definitely one. Now I don't know if this spot is still popping now because I don't even hit no club, especially the Holding Walls, but it was going for a lot of years from when I was a kid until I was an adult, and I started going, man, the Chit Chat.
Chit Chat. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
the Chit Chat stayed popping for a long time. Man, so many of the clubs that we went to in the city of Atlanta closed down and now are like apartment buildings or condos now or restaurants or whatever now. You know, all the 112s and all that is not the same. I'm trying to think of another spot. Let me think of another spot that's still the Pool Palace.
Yeah.
The pool palace over there on Bankhead. Pool Palace still over there up and running. Yep, Pool Palace is one that I would definitely say. And then, man, one that I never went to, but I would always hear about, and you still pass by it now, is the Claremont Lounge, man. It's still the Claremont Lounge, I think, is still up and running. The Claremont Lounge. Yep.
Yes. I had many a time up in Chit Chat, man. And Chit Chat had been running a while before then. Like it's been in existence for quite a while, but I definitely had fun up in Chit Chat. I did visit the Claremont Lounge a time or two. I don't know about the other ones. Let me ask you a question. This is a certain adult establishment. Is the Blue Flame still in operation or
100%? 100%. As a matter of fact, shout out to the Blue Flame. They comment and support our page a lot. They actually told me and Be Rich we could shoot a show at the Blue Flame if we want to. We just don't really know how to make that work. But yeah, man. Shout out to the Blue Flame,
Harry
man.
wants to be there next to Hooters. As long as he can go buy a Hooters first, though. He has to. That's his ritual.
Hey, man. Hey,
you heard how he turned Hooters into a strip bar now, right?
Hey.
Man.
I only like Hooters for the wings, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
I only like them for the wings, right?
Yeah. Ask Big Low about that.
Yeah. I only like him for the win. It's like reading Playboy for the articles. Okay, whatever. Oh,
yo,
man.
I can't read.
Hey. No, hey.
Yeah, man.
Good discussion this morning, fellas. Wherever you fall on it, it's going to be interesting to see what the Falcons do, right? I personally think they don't trade him because I don't think you're going to get anything for him. And I think he is a weapon. He doesn't have to give you 80 receptions, right? Because to Kerry's point, we do have other weapons around him. You got Bijan, you got Mooney, you got Drake, right? So if Kyle Pitts gives you, let's say 65 to 70 receptions, do you think in this offense, and Trey, I'll start with you, do you think that is a successful season? Let's say we make the playoffs, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I only have to hit the rest. If we can get 70 catches out of any other weapon besides Drake London, yes, like that's
yeah,
like that's good production for who would be essentially the number 2 receiving offense. I mean, because Mooney's still gonna do his. I mean, that's what we expect. Who gonna come after Drake with the number of receptions? We can hope Mooney get around there. So if Kyle Pitts can get there as well, that would definitely be a successful season as far as production. Now what that adds up to in wins, I can't quantify what that would be, but I mean, yes, I would definitely see that as a successful season. But let me ask you this, Terry and C Double, and I think I kind of know where C Double stands on this, so I really want to ask you this, Terry. Okay, say this season goes by, you don't trade Kyle Pitts, you get to the end of the season, you just gonna let him walk. You're gonna let him walk. You're gonna franchise him. You're gonna offer him a new contract. I mean, and if you don't franchise him, offer him a new contract after this season, he just walks for free. Are you okay with that? You okay with getting nothing? I mean, not even a 5th round or a 6th round or something? You okay with not getting anything for him?
It's a little more complicated than that, right? It's a little more complicated, right? Because let's look at it. What you're probably going to get for him, you're probably not going to use this year, maybe even next year, maybe even the year after that anyway. You're not going to get, you might get a 4th round. You might. More than likely, it's a 5th. And looking at this administration, right? How many 5th round picks you really have out here playing? How many 5th round picks do you have contributing? So you're probably getting nothing from him anyway. So looking at it through that lens, right? I'd rather take nothing for him. And let's say he gives you 70 receptions next year, right? Then guess what? Maybe that's all you were going to get anyway. Look it. Algiers a free agent in 26. Kyle's a free agent in 26. I believe Jesse Bates' contract is coming up. You got to re-sign him. You're not going to re-sign Kyle anyway because you can't take the chance on which Kyle is going to show up. You can't re-sign him. But you're not really going to get anything. If you were going to get a 2nd or a 1st round pick, I could go there. I could say, okay, you're not even getting a 3rd for Kyle. You're not. Because these folks know you're desperate. They know you don't have any draft picks. They know you're trying to get out from Kurt. It isn't in your favor. So in my mind's eye, what's going to give you more value? A 70 season now or a 5th or 6th round pick in the draft? I'm okay with getting nothing for him. That's just me.
All right. I'm saying you get something for him. You don't. It's like this. If you could go ahead and get rid of him now, go ahead. And this whole notion of, 5th round picks don't do well, name me one. Okay. Drew Dahlman. Oh, wait a minute. He's about to be a free agent. And we don't know if we're going to pay him. So I'm going to say you kind of need to look at, instead of saying, it's only a 4th. Oh, it's only a 5th. You know what? It's better than nothing. And quite honestly, if all these rumors are so true, there are teams that would like Kyle. We don't know what the offers are. If they say 3rd round, you may get a 3rd round. You may get my thing is this. Just what are my offers? And then I'll make my decision. And then I will deal with it then. And everyone's like, but what about a tight end spot? Really? There are tight ends in this draft. And not just that, but also there's this thing called free agency that, hey, we've gotten a tight end before that played really good. So my thing is this: Kyle Pitts isn't the end all be all. But if you're already saying you're not looking at re-signing him, then get something for him. Oh well, you know what? It's funny. Everyone's like, well, Terry can't have this embarrassment on him. Terry's been embarrassed. Stop. The whole time we were trying to figure out who was the one making choices. So now he's still here, and he's the guy that's now holding the bag. And he just signed Kirk Cousins. You know, Ninja, don't be talking, Mr. Kirk Cousins. And now that's also egg on Terry's face. That's more embarrassing than Kyle Pitts. Okay, you missed on a player in a draft. That happens. But now you signed Kirk Cousins, and now he blew this up where he said, oh, I was really hurt. I really, my arm and my shoulder was hurt. Like, we watched the whole 6 rounds or 6 weeks. We all debated, well, is Kurt hurt? Well, they say he's not hurt. But apparently Raheem's eyeballs didn't work because, he's just looking at him the whole time like Johnny Bench going, huh? I guess he's okay. I mean, he can't throw outside, but that's all right. We'll just, hey, Zach, just no more outside throws. Oh, never mind. He just threw an interception. We can do that then. So I'm saying go get, if it was such an, and that's the other thing. People say, well, it's an Arthur Smith pick. And that's even more reason to let Pitts go. The fact that you have all this stuff, the reason why I say you could do it is because you drafted Penix. You drafted Penix is giving him a little bit of a safety net. But I say you get something for Pitts. You can't just say, if you're saying, well, we're just going to let him go, I'm not worried about the franchise tag, I'm not worried about offering him a deal, then you're basically saying, okay, he's going to be gone in a year. Well, just get something for him now. Stop with those 70 catches. I guarantee you'll end up realizing, oh, he got other guys to fill those roles. Now, does that mean you have to rely on Terry? Or if you try to tell me, well, C-Dub, I don't trust Terry. Well, then you're telling me to trust Terry, but yet you don't trust him. So what are we talking about here?
So if they trade let me ask you guys this: if you get a 6-round pick for him, right? The reality is the pick that you get will never even see the field.
I don't know. We've seen 6 rounders.
No, we do know. We do know. We do know. We do know.
We've seen 5th rounders. We've seen 6 rounders. We've seen late draft picks.
The numbers are against it, especially with this organization. Let's keep it real, right? With this organization, they don't hit on very many 6-round picks. They just don't. So if you get a 6 for him, even a 5th for him, even a 5th, right? That whoever you draft is not going to contribute. You're giving him away anyway. You're giving him away anyway.
See, no, Terry.
You're getting a place filler.
You're getting a place filler.
You're not getting value.
Was Devontae Freeman a place filler?
Devontae Freeman wasn't picked by this administration.
But it was the 5th round.
But it was not picked. We're looking at who we got now. We're looking at who we got now, right? Okay. You have gone on and on about how Terry cannot draft in the later rounds. You've said that.
Yes,
so
hold on. But I'm saying be smart. Get rid of a guy that may not give you everything you want, especially if you just said, I'm not re-signing him. I'm not going to offer him a franchise.
70 receptions this year, or 60, or even 50 is better than a 5th round pick who's not going to give you anything.
Hey, Terry.
And that
Terry, please put up that last comment. That
is irony. That is irony.
I know that you're not finna find a lot of those guys, but you were the one who brought them up.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Thank you,
Terry
Eric.
is going to trip over himself defending whatever comes out of his mouth. It's going to be wrong, but he'll fall over the stairs. He'll trip over everything. He'll kick whatever cat by, and
Eric, we're gonna have a meeting after this, bro.
Hey, Eric, I thank you for having my back.
We're gonna have a meeting after this.
Malasa.
Oh man, we're gonna have a meeting after this.
Perfect egg on face.
Hey man, yeah. You know, and on that note, man, I'm gonna get off in a second because me and B Rich gonna go live in a little bit.
All right.
Hey man, you welcome to jump on, man. We always throw the link out there for people to join. Y'all welcome to join. We're gonna probably go live around about 10:30. We always say people can jump on. So if y'all want to jump on and talk a little bit, I think we're gonna be discussing do you trust the Atlanta Falcons or the Atlanta Hawks? Do you trust these Atlanta organizations?
Hey, yeah, send me the link, man. I'd love to jump. Would love to.
Hey, look at C double. Like,
they're in great hands.
Hey, look. Before I go, C double. I don't know if you've done that before and they knew what to expect, but my God, I thought you had a baby for real.
I was man had all the coddling, so I grabbed the blanket and then I looked over. I was like, "Oh, I got a football." So I grabbed the football and I was holding it, rocking it.
Hey man, that was great. And Carrie, good to see you back. Very nice to meet you. If you ever get the opportunity to come through one of our lives with the Waterboy Show, you're more than welcome, man. I know all y'all welcome to follow through. It's really good to meet you. And I must say, I get the point that you were making about Kyle Pitts, and you're trying to see it from a positive standpoint. Well, how can we get the best out of him? And I don't know if anyone, at least me, I don't know if anyone is saying that he's straight up trash. I think everyone is at the point to where he's just not the right fit for the Falcons. Is he the right? Is he someone that the Falcons should spend a lot of money in? We've seen our organization pay a lot of money in, whether it's bringing in free agents or keeping guys a little too long. And we just want to see them start to make positive moves. So hopefully for all of us as fans, hopefully Kyle Pitts will show out this year and start to become the guy that they want him to become. Maybe Michael Penix can unlock him. But I will say it was very telling. It was very telling that at the end of the year, and then I'm going to get up out of here, but it was very telling at the end of the year when Coach Morris had his press conference and Terry Fontenot had his press conference separate, which was kind of weird, right? That they weren't together. Neither one of them mentioned Kyle Pitts in a favorable way when they talked about the group of receivers that they were excited about moving forward, or the group of offensive players. They mentioned Penix. Both of them mentioned Penix, Drake, Bijan. Both of them were harping on that. When we excited to see the future of that group, Kyle Pitts' name wasn't mentioned in there anywhere. And that to me was telling of what they think of him at the moment. Yeah. But I'm gonna holler at y'all. Yeah. I'll send you the link. Like I say, we're gonna probably go live at 10 o'clock. And so yeah, man, y'all welcome to join, man. Y'all be safe.
We appreciate it. Hey, tell these folks where they can find you.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can find me on the Waterboy Show. That's TheWaterboyz Show, the Waterboys Show, boys with the Z. But you can find me also if you just want to follow my page. You can find me on all social media at Treyboy Play, TreyBoyPlay, or on YouTube. I go by Playboy Trey. That was my artist name when I was rapping back in the days. So yeah, man. Yep.
Hey man, we definitely appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
No problem. Thank y'all. Y'all be safe. C double, Terry, Carrie, y'all be safe.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you.
Right,
thank you. Oh man, what a show! What a show!
Sorry, I didn't mean to just like leave abruptly. I remembered that I had a work meeting in person. I was like, oh crap, I gotta get ready.
Look, Carrie. Carrie, it was very interesting. You left when Debo was asking about Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I'll pick Boys in the Hood, but if I had to pick,
okay.
No, it literally was. So 9 o'clock, I have to work, but that's when I looked at my calendar just a few minutes before. I saw, because I'm remote, I saw my calendar in-person meeting at 10, which, mind you, my office is in more downtown area, so it's about a 40-minute drive. I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta get ready. So I apologize to leave so abruptly. This only happens a few times a year where it's in person, so I completely forgot.
Look, we all have lives and we all have those moments where things just pop up and we're like, oh my God.
I know. It's like, I'm going to get ready.
Oh God.
Plus,
I mean,
guys,
well, see,
it's
now hearing
actually
you talk
cold
about
here
work from
today.
home, I'm like going, yeah, I know, I can understand, but I'm like, Jesus,
C double. I wish our guy Jack was here because it is not I am not shoveling sunshine today. Although it is warm out. I mean, sorry, it is sunny out. There's no clouds. It's blue sky, but it's 44 degrees here in Florida. I am cold.
Wow.
And that
yeah.
was another part of it. We got a random cold day and I'm over here like, okay, I got to go in the office. I have no winter clothes.
Wow. It's
So,
44
I'm used to
degrees?
Man,
Yes,
it's only
it's
24
cold.
here in Georgia.
Wow.
Oh
No, hey
wow,
man,
yeah, we got a
44 for
random
them is a
cold
lot,
day.
C-Dub. 44 for them
Yes.
is like that.
I
That's a
mean,
lot.
yesterday
24
was in the
here.
70s, so
Yeah, I thought you were saying it was going to be 80 degrees today, Carrie. I thought.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
that's so
This cold.
tomorrow it's gonna be a little warmer, but it's gonna be back to like 71. But I don't know why we randomly got this cold day. Maybe
This
because it rained
this cold
yesterday. I
front.
don't know.
Look, this cold season, I'm ready for it to stop. I really am.
Right.
No, and I normally don't complain about winter. I'm tired of it. I mean, I there are times I get out of bed and I'm hearing more cracks and pops in places that I don't need to know.
Mm,
It hurts.
yeah. Yeah, man,
Oh,
definitely.
it's painful.
See, double, do you get like that with the rain too? I had a friend that
Yes.
would get like that with the rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, she would be in pain. She's like, oh, it's gonna rain. I'm like, what do you
hmm
mean?
I wonder if she had
Wow.
broken bones. Had she broken any bones before?
Maybe. I'm not really sure. But she would
Yeah.
say
Okay.
the same thing like you see, double, like you could tell, the
Yeah.
weather affects your body. I'm like,
If
wow.
okay, I'll say it. When it's really cold and when it's really hot, and also the rain, there are times I need to be in the bedroom because I won't
Okay.
be able to handle sitting.
Mm,
I'm in that much pain. My
mm.
Wow.
with the surgeries in my back and everything, yeah, the metal, the pressure, yeah,
Mm.
it's downright painful.
Oh
So
man.
I don't
I'm
it,
mean to
sorry to
change
hear
the
that.
subject, but I joined the show late, so I only got to listen a few minutes before I joined. Did we shout out our guy Ladarius? Happy
yeah,
birthday to Ladarius. Okay, I want to say that on the record. Happy
Yeah,
birthday, Ladarius.
yeah, oh yeah,
definitely.
happy birthday, and yeah, I've been shouting that one. Don't worry.
Oh,
Happy
okay.
birthday, Ladarius. I
Yeah,
hope you enjoy it. I really do. And you were wrong yesterday, sir. I'm just saying. But happy birthday.
Oh wow!
Happy birthday. Happy
look,
Is it on his
birthday.
birthday,
listen to this.
T-Law?
This man wants to try to get one more cheap shot. He's just still, hold on. He's still marching in the parade because he got
Jeez.
Ladarius to slip up and cut one time at him.
On his birthday.
You
On
see the
his
way I slipped
birthday.
that jab there? You see that? Oh man. Oh, it's
Wow.
great. Oh, you
He
thought it was
slipped
gonna
it
be
when no one was
sunshine,
here.
Ladarius? No, in all seriousness, Ladarius, happy birthday, man. Enjoy your day. Congratulations on another trip around the sun. So hey, Millie says, meanwhile in Alaska, it's about 60 degrees. Millie, I didn't know you lived in Alaska.
No way. He's lying. He lives in
Texas.
No, does he?
Oh,
No, Millie lives in, I can't remember. I want to say Philly or DC area. I can't remember. He lives in one of those two areas. I would bet money on it. I can't remember which though. You'll have to tell me, but he is not in Alaska. I mean, I'll be surprised if he moved there, maybe.
29 degrees.
Alaska.
It's 29 degrees in Alaska.
Really?
Millie, you're a little bit off.
I thought Millie was
Maybe
in
it
like
was 60
Philly
the other.
area.
I don't know.
Wow.
Dude, if it was 60, man, what you call it? Oh, he says he's in Delaware.
He's in Delaware, yeah.
Delaware, okay.
Yeah. So Carlo Wiggins, and Carlo is my dude, man. It was 17 and windy in Austin, Texas the other night, frigid in Dallas right now. Whoo, I hear that. I don't even want didn't you guys get snow in Delaware, Millie? I know it's snowing up the East Coast.
Man,
I saw
not getting
Virginia
snow?
got a lot of snow. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Oh my lord! It just what was it? It was crazy. It was so cold. I was picking up a pizza from my son, and then I was tempted to go inside the liquor store. I really was. The liquor store right next to it. I was like, man, I need to go in there. I was gonna pick up a bottle.
I miss those days where I could drink beer and hard liquor. I can't do. The only thing I relegated to wine now.
I don't drink all the time, so I have to be selective. I don't,
I'm relegated to wine now. I can't have anything other than that. So.
Yeah, I'm not a wine guy. I mean, I'll drink like the Mike's Hard Lemonade now, or the Smirnoffs, but I mean, I don't really,
Oh my gosh, not the Smirnoffs. That was probably the first thing I ever got drunk on was the Smirnoffs.
You got drunk off Smirnoffs? You must have had a lot of them. You must have had a lot.
It don't take
those glass bottle ones, right?
Yeah.
You must have had like 10
How many packs did you have? Because trust me, one pack doesn't do nothing.
Nothing.
Well, mind you, I was a lot younger then. That was the first time I ever really drank. So.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
Okay. Okay.
And then I got turned on to the Four Locos. Do you remember when those were popular? Oh
no. Oh man. I never heard of that. You said Four Locos?
Really? Yes, it's alcohol. They still sell them sometimes. I don't know if they brought them back and made them less strong or what they did, but those were a problem for kids my age years ago. That they're essentially, you can get them at the gas station. It's a can tall, like a tall boy essentially, and it has alcohol mixed with an energy drink.
Damn.
No, don't do those.
No.
Kill your heart.
I don't recommend. I do not. Yes, I do not recommend.
Man, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's gonna kill me twice. I'm good on that.
Recommend that.
Right. Hey, back in my day, Carrie, when I was real young, we had this drink called Cisco, and it was syrupy sweet like Kool-Aid, but the alcohol in it would sneak up on you. And I got drunk off that a couple times because you drink it so much because it tastes good, but you don't realize the alcohol in it until you go to get up and do that, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I remember I was dating this girl one time and she had pissed me off. I don't know what she did. She had pissed me off, but I sat there the whole night drinking Cisco, and we were at a party, and I cussed out everybody in that. I cursed out everybody in that house. I don't even remember.
Hold on. You became Scarface. Oh
my goodness.
Oh my goodness. And F you.
Bro, I cursed out everybody. Wait a minute. Hold on. I cursed out everybody in that place, man. Everybody in that place, I cursed out. And I didn't remember it the next day. Matter of fact, I fell asleep with the bottle in my hand, right?
No way.
Passed out on it. Oh my God. When I tell you I cursed everybody, I was like, and you, and I freaking hate your socks. Like I just went off, bro. I went off. Wow. I went ham, egg, and cheese, man. I don't know what she did, right? This was way back in the day. I was dating her, and we had no business dating each other because we both had bad tempers. We did. I mean, we. I'm not gonna tell you our routine, but it was basically, it was basically have fun, argue all day, have fun, right? You know what have fun is? Insert whatever, but have fun, argue all day, have fun, and man, those are. I learned how to argue with her because we would say the most hurtful shit that you could think of, right? Is what we would say, and I forget what she had done, but I was pissed. I mean, I was so mad. I was so mad, and we were around all her friends, and I cursed everyone out of them, and I hate it not because I cursed them out, because I can't remember what I said. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding.
Now you have these cell phones that won't forget people what they do.
Right. I mean, man, this is like 34 years ago. This is a long while, bro. It's going back.
Yeah,
it's going back
to
the
time, phones in the bag,
bro. This going back, man. This going back. But
I didn't know Billy Mills is a Magic fan.
Yeah, well, I hope, man. I can't.
Yeah, we couldn't pull it out. We couldn't pull it. That was a good game last night, man. That was a good game.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a good game last
on your side. I mean, my God. I mean, Then when we tried to get physical, Magic all of a sudden couldn't take a foul. It's like, oh, God forbid we hit those guys.
Can I just say that I want to shout out Bijan Robinson because he got PFF ranked the top 101 players from the 2024 season, and he's ranked 15th overall. So shout out to him.
Definitely shout out to him.
Big ups to Bijan, man. He's doing his work, man. I mean, it's good. I mean,
definitely shout out to him. Definitely.
If it wasn't for him, I don't think we're in the situation that we were in.
Right, #1 in forced missed tackles in the whole league with 88.
I'm just looking forward to see what we can do with Penix. Like everybody's talking about the defense, and I understand that. Look, we got some work to do, but man, that offense has, especially if we get Drew Dalman back, but that offense has the potential to be legendary, man. It's interesting at how people forecast different things, right?
I'm being cautious because we only saw 3 games, and I want to see how we play next year. I mean, look, it's just, how does the league respond to him? How does he respond to the league? That's all we're saying. That's all. I mean, he may be, and you know what? This is where he could show that he's still he's going to be the goods. I think he will, but I still need to see it because this is going to be, this will be interesting to see what he could do. Coming off the bench is one thing. Knowing you're the guy, that's the other. So I think he'll be, man, like I said, I'm excited. I mean, that arm is electric, though.
Without a doubt.
That can't be understated, I mean, dear Lord, when your interceptions were from, one was a misread and the other was, Kyle! I guarantee that's what they call it. Like, damn it, Kyle!
Well, I think on that other one, not to Kyle, the receiver ran the wrong route.
Yeah.
Because they yanked his ass. Who was that, Blake? That was Blake, right? And they yanked his ass.
I think it was Blake, yeah.
They yanked his ass out of that game so quick. We ain't seen Jeff Blake since. We have not seen him since. You know what I mean?
You know how they say, or you know how we were just saying, well, you just can't cut somebody. It's like, oh! It's like the Hulk and Thanos or Hulk and Thor look. Someone just punches him out of the way.
Man, that's so what?
To your point, I am so excited about Penix. I don't want that to go, unnoticed. I'm very excited. I feel like we have the potential to have our next franchise quarterback in Michael Penix. I feel like what we've seen from him so far, I mean, it's very small sample size, but so far it looks great. And I feel like, you got to have stability at the most important position on the field, quarterback, and we haven't had that since Matt Ryan. So that makes me very happy that it looks like we finally have that. But, how you said about the defense, I just want to see stability I just want to see the defense. I'm not saying they got to be as good as the offense, but at least, be middle of the pack or match their energy, close out a game. My worry is, if we neglect the defense, which I don't think, and I don't hope we do, I just feel that if we just focus on offense, we're going to have the same exact issue we did with Matt Ryan. It's like we have this great quarterback. We have all these weapons on offense. We have, a great receiver, a great quarterback, but great offensive line. But, running back is there, but we don't have the defense that can match him. We're scoring all the points, but essentially they got to outscore the opponent, in order for the defense to do anything, because the defense will just keep allowing too many points. So that's my worry.
You honestly don't it just depends on what they do. They do.
Yeah, that's what it's a big off season.
I tell you why I'm encouraged, right? For a couple of reasons. Number one, Michael Penix seems to have a couple of things that you just can't teach. And one of them is poise and the moment not being and the moment not being too big for him, right? So it's 4th down. It's 4th down. You're in Washington. This is your 2nd game, and you drill a pass low, right, to Kyle Pitts where only he can get it, and you tie the game. Touchdown. Let me tell you something. A lot of quarterbacks, that moment would have been too big for them. Okay? Right. I played with guys who, some of you put a little In the regular season, they were lights out, but you put a little bit of pressure on them and they couldn't do it. I played with other guys who were just average during the regular season, but you put pressure on them and they were superstars. But rare is the soul who can get it done when it doesn't matter and get it done when it does. And I think that is Michael Penix. So I am encouraged of the fact that not only does he have a cannon for an arm, and I would argue to say his arm is generational, okay? Because those throws he's making, not a lot of guys can make those throws, right? It's different if you can put air under a ball. It's completely different if you can put air and velocity and accuracy. That's one, right? And you add the fact that the moment is never too big for him, right? He's got poise. I love that. The other thing that encourages me is, for as bad as this defense was last year, during that 4-week period where Raheem was calling the plays, right? We were the best rushing team in the league. You can't argue that. You can't debate that. So if that's the case, right? If that is the case, you got the same guy here, right? I believe that Raheem and Ulbrich can make the best out of this defense. I'm not saying they'll be top 10. I'm not saying they'll be top 15, but they will be serviceable.
Right.
They will be serviceable.
So your point, though, Raheem will not be calling the plays on defense. It's going to be Ulbrich. So we're just hoping that Ulbrich can match what Raheem was able to do, right, at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think they will. And I think they'll collaborate. And look it.
Oh, not collaborate.
Well, when I say that, right?
Collaborate on everything. Come on now. They don't make a decision on toilet paper. They collaborate.
When I say collaborate, this is what I mean, right? Carrie, C-Dub, you guys have probably done at least 50 shows. So when we go on a show together, I don't worry about certain things with you guys because you've done this before, right? Mm-hmm. But if, let's say, I have somebody on the podcast who's never done it before, right? I might have to carry them. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because they've never done this before. They don't know what to expect. I may have to carry them to a certain extent. Correct? But because I've podcasted with you guys, C-Dub, you alone, you and myself, we've probably done at least 30, 40 shows together. Right? Carrie, you and I have done at least 25.
Right.
If not, and that's only if you count you being on air. If you're talking about us being on air and you supporting us, Carrie, we've done at least 50. So we know each other. There's a level of comfort, right? So when we collaborate on something, it's different than if I'm collaborating with somebody that's never podcasted before or that I've never worked with. You get what I'm saying? That's different, right? C-Dub and I, look, let me tell you something. And I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. When I write my shows, right? C-Dub's, so when we do a show on C-Dub's channel, he writes the show. When we do a show on my channel, I write the show. I don't even write C-Dub's parts because I know C-Dub. C-Dub can adjust. I don't have to write his part, right? And I'm not saying that I write everybody's parts, but for what C-Dub has to do, which is things that make you say, or doubling up with C-Dub, C-Dub is the kind of guy, you can't manage him. You just got to give him what he needs and let him go, right? But I know that because I work with him. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? I work with the guy. So our collaboration may look a little different than me collaborating with someone else. You get what I'm saying? But the point is, because we have that working relationship, we can do that. When Chris and I podcast together, Chris and I are planners. So we're going to go over everything we're going to talk about. Chris A1. I'm sorry. Chris A1. Right? Yeah. No, when we podcast, Chris and I are both planners, right? So we probably gonna have a 20-minute conversation over what we're gonna say. The show could be 30 minutes, but we're planners. But again, that's how we collaborate. You get what I'm saying? But because I have that experience on working with him, and Chris has done it, and C-Dub has done it, there's a certain things I don't have to worry about. You get what I'm saying? And I'm bringing this up because if you look back to last year, Jimmy Lake had never been a defensive coordinator for an NFL franchise.
Oh,
You
that's
get what I'm
sick.
saying?
Yes, I
So
get it.
it's a little different than collaborating with Jeff Ulbricht, who has done it, who you have worked for. You're not gonna have to hold his hand. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Of
Yeah.
course.
Well, see,
Okay.
and by the way, so you got Jerry Gray. I think Jerry Gray was running that defense because playing the role of I'm needing to play back and all that. I get it. My thing is this. At least we know with Ulbricht, he's done this job. So there's the good plays. Now the other thing is the system that we play and how we get the players, that is going to be key. Who are we cutting? Who are we? I keep going back to that because you're going to have to make this work with what you got, or primarily. And we'll see. Guys are going to have to step up. Guys are going to have to play, better. And do I think it can happen? Man, look, anything can happen in the NFL. Washington went from last place to being in the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not like it's out of the ordinary. What we've got to do, though, is, like I said, we got to take it, get on this trip and take it day by day. But like I said, I think Penix is a definitely bright. Look, Bijan's a bright side. Drake's a bright side.
Yep.
Mooney. Normally, when you sign someone, you go, "Oh man, did we get our money? We got our money's worth, right?" And like I said, I think we, I only bring up the Pitts and I bring up Algier. I'll bring him back up, is because if we're not using these guys, or if they're not, if they're almost going to be done with their contracts, you may need to think about getting something for them. Now, if not, that's on them. I'm just thinking I'm kind of that guy where I said, okay, I saw when you drafted Drake and Bijan in back-to-back years, as well as Kyle, and now you got Penix. So you're going, someone's going to have to get paid, someone can't. And eventually that's how it always breaks down. So we'll see. I mean, right now, for this future, they got to hit. That's why I say it's going to be one of those. They have to hit.
Yes, that's a good point. But I don't mean to cut you guys off, but I have to head out to this meeting. I just got here. It starts at 10, so I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for having me. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Have a great Friday and a great weekend.
Carrie, you as well. Thanks for joining us. And hey, man, have a good meeting, and we'll talk to you later, Carrie. We talk in chats all the time. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate that. Brother C-Dub, man. Hey, man, I cannot thank you enough, man. So many times we are butching Sundance in this thing. And it's interesting. You would think that in real life we would not be friends, because oftentimes we take the total opposite path to get to the same point. We're actually very good friends. Okay, so that's a weird dynamic, right? Because I was thinking, I'm thinking doing that. I don't want to say the argument, but the debate. I'm like, I know exactly what the hell C-Dub is gonna say. I know what he's gonna say, right? Yeah. And I know I'm looking at your face, and you're going, I know exactly what T Will is gonna. I know what he's gonna say. I know it's gonna be some rainbow sunshine shit. Yeah. I know exactly what he's gonna say, and I'm thinking, here comes gloom and doom. Here he go. Here he go.
Yeah, I got you. It's like,
yeah,
gloom and doom is, we're going to get injured. We're going to
right.
That's gloom and doom. Right. But yeah, it's just all I know is I wish we would have had a still frame of Terry to see him when I threw the ball.
Oh my God, bro! You mean Trey? Oh my God,
Trey.
Yeah.
Oh my
bro,
God,
his eyes got this big.
Yeah.
Oh, his eyes got this big. That was. You know what? I might make a short out of that. I might make a short out of that if I can. I got to reach out to some folks, but
we gotta have to work that out, because that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to A1, but I might make it. That was funny.
Yeah,
because I didn't expect you to do that, and then you just chunked it, and Trey was like, the look on his face, dude. The look on his face was priceless, man. But hey, C-Dub, man, thank you so much for joining me, man. Thank you for all you do, brother. It has been great podcasting with you. And let me tell you something, man. I would not be where I am today without you, brother. I can't do anything but thank you and appreciate you. And hey, man, let's keep building this damn thing, man. Let's keep going. So
hey, I woke up 8 o'clock for you. So
I appreciate you, man. You know what? I might even send y'all some breakfast next week, man. I might.
Okay. Well, you know what? Look,
I might.
If you do, cool.
I might.
Not, I'm not holding you to it.
I might have to do that, man. But no, in all seriousness, man. Tell these folks where they can find you. And John from Out of Your Falcon Mind. I see you, brother.
Yeah,
I see you, John. I see you, 3 Dirty. I see you, Millie Mills. I think that was everybody. We saw Eric earlier.
Yeah, and I so agree. I so understand that with John. It's like there are times when I set up a show, I won't talk to a lot of people, and then as soon as we're on, I already go, "You good? You good? Let's go." And
Let's
it's
go.
like because we know what we're going to talk about.
Let's go.
You know, like
well, you got to get your stuff ready.
Yeah,
you got to get
like
your
the
stuff ready.
wrestling show writes itself. The only thing I do is kind of just bring up the other stuff that's like the top stories or what's been bugging the internet about. But
hey, let me ask you this question, C-Dub, because you made me think of it. So, like, what's your process when you're getting ready for a show? Are you quiet and to yourself and collecting your thoughts, or are you listening to music? Like, what's that?
Well, I mean,
what's that like for you?
The actual wrestling, I'm watching the show, and I'm my brain's already thinking of stuff, and then and luckily the way we do our shows, we do it a day, so we actually have some time to process. And what I like to do is actually watch other people's content to kind of get an idea of what they're thinking, and if it jives with what I'm thinking. And look, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, but if anything, though, my process when it comes to stories, I always do the following: does this resonate with fans? Is this going to translate to the show? Do we had an issue about the ring size with the show that was done in Australia, and for me and guys that have worked in wrestling shows, you must be prepared for your show. And if you brought a freaking, or basically the ring was supposed to be 18 by 18. When you watched the show, you could tell it was smaller. And the sad part was it was brought in by an indie show. Now, indie show rings, they're a little different from the actual big boy rings because, one, not made of the same materials and all that stuff. But the other thing is there's a little bit more point for injury, and also especially if you ain't really ready for it, because things happen quicker in a smaller ring. But me personally, we talked about that because we know a guy that does ring work that actually, like, me and Jerry have had time setting up rings, so we know what it takes. So we were looking at the same things, and we're going, if they do a top rope move, someone's gonna die because that thing's coming through. We're like, I wouldn't do one move. And but yeah, we were having conversation about that, and that's where I always go. I always look for what's the story, what people are looking at, but also what can we talk about. We talked about how in WWE, a guy who just showed up, they did a brilliant job. He came in, never said his name, and he signed a contract, and it showed he pointed to the contract, and it showed the new name as Ricky Saints, not Ricky Starks. And people were a little aggravated with the change, but yet we were like, this is going to be good. He's got so much charisma. He's going to put this over. And that's what we keep saying. So, and you expect maybe a couple of opposite opinions because that makes the show better, but yet we could give it from a different point of view, that why we see it one way versus the way he sees. And Ladarius always comes correct with it, man. The amount of research that man does for shows and stuff is crazy, but I love it. He's on his stuff. That's why I enjoy him being a tag team partner of mine. So, but the process is just simply get on X, you look on Instagram, seeing what is resonating. You try to keep your ear to the ground, and then if you feel, and also if it resonates with you, because if we're talking and you don't give a damn about it, why are we talking about it then?
That's true. That's true.
Let
me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, shoot.
Have you ever had an experience where you were putting a show together and you thought, man, this is going to be great, and it bombed?
Oh, yeah.
And to the converse of that, have you ever had an experience where you were putting a show together and you thought, oh, whatever, this is just going to be ass, and it was great?
Yeah.
Right?
Actually, the last couple of shows we did. Look,
oh wow!
Look, I mean, I try to put a brave face on it because I don't try to be negative about the shows because I like doing shows.
Right.
But the one show I thought, man, this is going to be really good, and we didn't even do we did an hour.
Yeah.
And I went,
I know the show you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was in my head, I went, well, that sucked.
It just it did. It was going
I thought I did a good job setting it up and everything. So I was like, okay.
Well, sometimes it's just the chemistry, right? Yeah. You know, the thing about a show, especially when you have a panel, is it's the chemistry, but it's the energy with each other. You know what I mean? You might have two guys, you know what I mean, or ladies or whatever, that wake up that morning and they may not have it that day, right? Or they may be distracted, right?
And you
get what I'm saying? So it just depends.
Sick too, and I was trying to tell you, man, just
I'm a gamer, man. Yeah. Like that show yesterday, I think was probably one of the best we've ever done. It got totally off the rail, right?
Yeah,
but it was so good.
I wrote the show up, and I was like, okay, this, hopefully it'll be okay. It'll be better than the last. And it's like we were doing good, and then it just shot off out of control. And I went, at first I was aggravated, but then I was like, man, this actually has been fun because
it was so good, right? That led to today's show because we got Debo so riled up. Let me tell you how riled up Debo was. Debo was talking shit about yesterday's show on his show last night with Berto.
I heard him
talking shit about it last night, right? Berto knows what happened with our show yesterday because Debo was like, man, I'm gonna get T Will tomorrow. Man, he was that fired up about it, right?
I mean, when he's like, man, let me tell you something. The beer gang, I could tell C-Double's pissed. I'm like,
right.
I'm hearing my name. I'm hearing the show, and I'm going,
right. And so I bring it up because in designing the show, there's no way you could have foreseen that, right?
No,
there's no way you could have foreseen that. So you just never know.
The question that could have gotten the most heat was not the trading of Pitts or Algier. I thought it would be maybe the other couple of ones or something. But it's like, man, it triggered, and it's like, oh man, and I guess also it shows like the type of not raising, but maybe the mentality that some people have. Because when the moment you say, well, they didn't help Pitts, and people's minds, like your mind will be like, yeah, you got to kind of work and cradle and try to get the most out of them. And then me, I'm going, wait a minute, doesn't it come from within? Doesn't it? It's like,
you know what? It does. But honestly, the reason that resonates with me, C-Dub, is because in my early years, I was such a fuck up. Like I could not hold a job. I couldn't keep anything. And if it wasn't for certain people, I might not be where I am today, right? You know what I mean? I own a couple of businesses. I work for a good company. Am I the definition of success? No. But had it not been for those folks speaking into my life, I might not have gotten where I wanted to be. And in no way am I comparing myself to Kyle Pitts. I'm just saying that in some instances, it may take a person to whisper in your ear. It may take a person to encourage you to say, hey, go this way. And you never know when it's going to click for somebody, right? There are conversations that my dad and I had when I was 13 that now I get.
Exactly.
Because I see the world.
And that's a lot of us. Okay. That's kind of like how, but there are in some cases where you have to have that strength to do it within too. And it's almost like this. When Debo was saying, well, what's the difference between Drake and what's the difference between Pitts?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the position, although that is a valid thing to say,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the fact that this guy has taken every opportunity and did something.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest difference is that play. I mean, I can't. That's the. People talk about the Pitt's highlight with the one-handed catch. I can't remember those because the play that keeps etched in my mind now is the dang. He gets the ball, fumbles it into the defender.
Mm-hmm.
Defender Drake tackles the guy and literally is in a fight with everybody. And Pitts just walks in going, "Hey, what's up?" And it's one of those. I'm going, "Are you kidding me?" It wasn't with Kurt. It was with Penn, and I'm just going, Pitts, really? It's that's where my chances went. It's like, okay, look, dude, I got to get something for you because you know what? If it's a box of cookies, I'll take it. But right now, But no, for real, But I understand everybody's viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But what I try to do is just go. I'm looking at it from a real point of guys got to get paid. This is a salary cap error. We got to make sure this thing works. So there are going to be guys in my head. I'm going. There's going to be guys that you're going to have to look at and go. You know what? You're not that good. You know what? I got to get this guy. I got to think about this guy coming up. This guy's coming up.
Yeah.
And look, that's what Terry did. You want to. We could castrate them all we want, and trust me, we will. When it comes to this draft, we're going to be on them. That's where it's almost like this, where people's like, "Well, it's the organization." Duh, I know, but I'm talking about if this is what my mentality is. My mentality is I need to get something, because I haven't got. If I say success is when you earn a second contract, and it's either tagged or an extension. If we're not doing that, then why? That's always the thing. And yeah, Mike is hilarious. Oh my god! And I can see Mike being
Mike is. Let me tell you something. Mike is one of one, sir.
Yeah, he is.
Mike is one of those rare human beings.
Yeah.
To where that's just God-given talent, man.
Oh,
That is God-given talent. Mike is the kind of person that would say something that 9,000 other people, if they said it, would offend everybody and piss them off. And Mike would say, and it's laughter everywhere in the universe. You get what I'm saying? Mike is one of one. And there'll never be another one. Mike is one of one. They broke them up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. But but I just want to thank you and let me join. Yeah, I'm about to go take my meds and everything. I know you got Jack eventually coming up. So
yep. Yeah. No, man. Hey, look, I appreciate it, and we'll get into it. We got a show on Monday. Should be fun, man. Looking forward to it. And again, man, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend, brother. And hey, man, I will see you Monday. And as always, brother, thank you for coming on, man. Tell these folks where they can find you, by the way. Like they don't know, but tell them where they can find you.
On YouTube. I know. C28 on YouTube, CAAWTN on X, and then on Facebook, just type C double, you'll find me. I got it so that my personal and my thing will show up at the same time. So just type that in, you'll find me. And yeah, I mean, look, I just love, it's like this. I love this team. That's the crazy part. And it's funny. It's like I always got to tell people, I don't hate them. I love them. But it's just I'm one of those. You got to show me. I have been a fan so long. I just want to go, okay, when are you going to do something? Show me you'll do. Don't tell me. Show me. So, but yeah, we'll see. And I'm hoping for a big year. I really am. I'm hoping this is one of those years that no one expects. So, in a good way. And that's for all our teams too. God, great, man. I'm excited. I got to hear that Spencer Strider interview. That was pretty cool. He's a weird cat, though. I can't lie.
You know what? He's focused. He's focused. He's honestly, he's very smart.
Yeah,
he is incredibly smart, like rocket scientist smart.
Yeah,
smart. Like that's how granular he is in his approach. So
you
you're
can't hang
100%
out with
correct.
him long because by the time you're done talking to him, you just look at someone and go, "Am I that stupid? What the hell did I just do?"
I'd probably have to look up the words as he was talking.
Yes.
Right.
I'm like, dude, you're using too many words that I gotta look up in the dictionary. Stop.
Yeah. And I consider myself vocabulous, but he's one of those people like him and Dr. Cornel West. When Dr. Cornel West talks, I'm just like, all right, let me get my thesaurus out. I'm not gonna understand half of what he says. Let me look it up. So, but yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. To everyone in the chat who joined, thank you so much for spending your time with us. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be with us. We appreciate you. We thank you. We hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. If you're in an area where it's cold, stay warm. Hey, man, if it's snowing and you don't have to get out on those roads, don't do it. If you're in an area where it's warm, enjoy it. For us, it's definitely cold here. Take care of yourself. Hey, man, enjoy your weekend. If you guys have not checked out Captain America Brave New World, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. So, hey, man, just throwing that out there. But again, I got to thank God for waking me up. Thank you so much. Thank you to C-Dub. Thank you to Trey from the Water Boys. Thank you to Debo Vibes. Thank you to Miss Carrie. And just, hey, man, thanks, everybody. Thank you to Mr. Jack Spade and Mr. Eric Parker, who gave me my shot in this business. You guys have an amazing weekend. We should see you in a few on One Time for the Fan. And, yeah, man, have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.